Hi everyone, it's Bethany. I am back to show you my exciting tabs that I talked about in the Welcome to My Planner video, I think. I was telling you how excited I was to get these tabs straightened out. It was one of those, like, I know I shouldn't be so excited about this, but it's very exciting kind of moments that I'm sure you've had when you're solving a planner problem. So just going to take a quick little zoom in here just to kind of show you. Let's see. Show you the tabs. I actually made two sets. This is in my personal size planner. I also, I'll give you a quick peek here, made a set for my 8-5 size as well, or my half size, I guess. And actually, it was the half size that I did first, and then couldn't wait to get over here and do them again. So these are just the tabs that take you to my monthly calendars. Okay, so let's talk about them. All started with these little label sheets, which are part of the Martha Stewart Avery office products that you can get at Staples. And I picked them up, you know, when you're there and you're just like, I don't know what I'm going to use these for, but I'm going to take them because they're pretty and I'm sure they must have some sort of function. And then when I got home, I realized they're actually too wide to be super useful in a personal size planner. But I would find uses here and there and, you know, occasionally use them. And I kept looking. Every time I needed tabs, I would pull these out and I would stare at them going, I know there's a tab solution in here somewhere. I know there's a tab. And I was like, well, maybe I could fold them, you know, because you kind of look at, let's see if I can show you here. See the top, how it has, you know, or the sides, I guess, has this nice little cutout. Maybe I could fold them, but I mean, even if you fold them, right, like, look how big that is. You don't want to tab that humongous. Anyway, and I'm sure by now you've already clued into what your solution with this would be. It took me just a little bit longer to come up with it. So what I realized is I just needed to cut out the middle. Right, now you're all going, I know, we were there like, you know, 45 seconds ago. But anyway, just wanted to show you how easy this is once I clued in. So using my trusty little paper cutter here, just would take one, and actually the ones I was using too in my first set, I'd used the blue labels off of this. I don't know if I actually showed you. They come in 4 colors. This one, the blue label is gone. But that was fine because I didn't really need it. I had used the blue label in a bunch of sheets, so I actually had these 3 left in the other sheets. So I just lined up in my little cutter and just simply cut the end off. And then again, and you can just kind of use this cut piece as a guide, you know, line it up. And then you can get them so that they don't actually have to be a perfect match because they're going to be on the opposite side of the paper. It doesn't really matter if one is slightly longer than the other, but you can kind of use that as a guide. Slice that off. These, I mean, you could turf them, or, you know, they are still certainly usable as a label. They're missing the ends, but, you know, if you you could still certainly use that. Would be functional for lots of things. So then you're left with these. Now, the hardest part of this is just because now your color, like if you're looking at your tabs like this and you write on the ends, right? So I just took a little pen. Oh, friction pens, love them, love them. If you're not already familiar with these, you should check them out. The only problem with using the friction erasable pens is that I now find it hard to commit to using a regular pen because the thought of having ink stay there forever just sounds kind of daunting. But anyway, so I just simply wrote on them, and then I picked the same color. This is the trickiest part. If you can handle this, you're fine. It's the opposite, right? So I need to write over here to keep my colors the same. Again, it doesn't even really matter because you don't see both sides at the same time. So if you messed it up and you have the opposite colors, or maybe you just want to have opposite colors, totally fine. All right. So then you just simply, let's see what I have. I'll just use the back of this. Take one little tab. And when doing tabs, I actually find it's easier to start with the last month and sort of work my way up along the side of your pages, just because that way you're always seeing what's before. So you just line up depending on how far out you want it to stick. So maybe I just want to have the, the word showing on the side of my page. Stick it down, take off your other one, flip it over. And now this one, like I said, it doesn't really matter if your lengths are exactly perfect, because you're just going to line up the top together, squeeze, perfect. And see, like I said, you don't see both ends. So if this one ended up being a little bit longer, no big deal, because this is, how it's going to look in your planner. So flip, flip, so you can see, whether you're flipping back or whether you're flipping forward, you can still see your month on both sides. And I'll just see if I can show you here what I meant. Actually, this one was perfect. Let's look at this one for a second. So, because I started with December and put December down, right, kind of at the end. And I kind of eyeballed it a little bit to see, and it looked like they were all going to fit, no problem. And then when you go to do November's, December is already there. You can still see it. And so I was able to line up November with December and kind of kept going like that. Whereas if you start with January and then you go to do February's, January's gone, right? And when you go to do March, February's gone, so you don't really have anything to line them up with. So I find if you work backwards. Now, and I ended up, January was a little bit short, if you look up here. So I just added a 2014 to the very front page, just to kind of fill in that space. But you could also just leave it blank too, and I think it would still look okay to have your tab starting slightly further down. Anyway, that was my super exciting tab adventure, and I thank you for watching. Have a great day.